Hey guys, there was a few questions about causation on one of my prior videos, so today we're going to be clarifying by talking about the false cause fallacy. In Latin it's called non causa pro causa, which means no cause for a cause. It's actually a category of fallacies dealing with causation. We're going to be talking about three common fallacies that fall into this category. The first is called post hoc ergo propter hoc. In English that means after this, therefore because of this. Or more simply put, sequence does not equal causation. Here's an example. I clapped and then the lights turned off. Those events happened in a sequence, but if you think my clapping caused the lights to turn off, then you'd be wrong. It was actually my friend using the light switch. Clapping doesn't cause the lights to turn off. That proves that sequence does not equal causation. Here's one more quick example. When I was younger, my friend and his dad played a prank on me. They got a new radio and it came with a remote. And his dad told me that the radio was voice operated. So when he said radio on, his son in the back seat used the remote to turn the radio on. And when he said radio off, his son used the remote again. So when it was my turn to turn the radio on, I looked silly because I was talking to a radio. This happened because I assumed that sequence proved causation.
The next fallacy is called cum hoc ergo propter hoc. In English, this means with this, therefore because of this, or simply put, correlation does not equal causation. Here's an example. Blurriness changes with pen distance. The distance of the pen is correlated with how blurry the camera becomes, but the pen doesn't cause the blurriness. We can actually prove this.
According to California State University, cum hoc ergo propter hoc is very similar to post hoc ergo propter hoc. The two terms can be used almost interchangeably, post hoc, as it's affectionately called, being the preferred term. So what this means is there's a lot of overlap between those two fallacies, and sometimes it's hard to tell which one to use. But the take-home message here is that just because some actions happen near or even at the same time does not prove that one event caused the other. There are three common mistakes that you can make with causation.
Alright, we can demonstrate all three of these with a hypothetical example. If you go to a prison and observe violent inmates playing a lot of violent video games, before you can conclude that violent video games are the cause of the violent behavior, you must be aware of three possible mistakes. The first type of mistake you can make is if a coincidence occurs. It could be a coincidence that video games are correlated with violence. The second type of mistake is ignoring an underlying cause. There could be an underlying cause such as a mental illness that causes both violent behavior and people to enjoy violent video games. The last type of mistake brings us to our third fallacy called reversing causation. This happens when you mix up cause and effect. It could be that violent behavior causes people to like violent video games, rather than violent video games causing violent behavior.
Let me know if you guys want to see more videos about logical fallacies, and as always, test everything, hold on to the good.